Hi, welcome to Success Guaranteed. My name is John Hine and this is video blog 19 and it's called Do People Really Live in Houses Like That? I remember I was 17 years old and my friends had been invited to a party, so I was invited along too. And I'd cadged a lift, I bummed a lift from them, and because I didn't have a car, and we'd been driving for half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, and things had just been drifting past, sights, sounds, whatever. And then we were driving down this street, and it was quite a wide, very flat, quiet street, and all of a sudden I became aware of the houses. They were very nice houses. To me they appeared to be like huge mansions. They really were, but they looked like it at the time. And I remember my mouth dropped open. I had never seen anything like this before. They had long driveways, really well manicured gardens, and one even had a fountain in it. Seriously. Now to me at the time, the only place you had fountains was in Trafalgar Square in central London. I really felt like a duck out of water. The realisation that people didn't all live like me. And I actually remember saying, do people really own houses like this? And all my friends turned around and looked at me as if I was an idiot, because to them this was just one step up, whereas to me this was like a whole staircase. They all lived in nice semi-detached houses or detached houses in really lovely parts of London. And I lived on a council estate. I lived with my mum and dad on a council estate, and we lived in the four of us lived in a 3-bedroomed flat on this estate. And it started to dawn on me that I lived a very contained life, that I was simply reacting to what was going on around me, which was people did the same old working class jobs. For most part they were bored, got paid relatively poor wages, scrimped and saved, and that's what you did for the rest of your life. You had a couple of kids, the kids moved on, and you stayed in the same place effectively. And this just was like a real big jolt. There was something outside of my experience. And about the same time, about a year or two earlier, I'd had a big jolt too. I really wanted to learn the martial arts, and for the first time it had come to the UK, and I was really getting out of my comfort zone. I lived in South London on this fairly rough estate, and I would have to catch a train and to go into training, and literally every single penny I had went on training. I wanted to get out of the rut I was in. And so meeting literally dozens and dozens and making friends with lots of Oriental, Asian guys and girls, different culture, different way of looking at things. Things started to expand in my life, you know. And it's the realisation that I didn't need to live in that bubble, and we all do live in bubbles. We live in a bubble that we're used to. So if you're brought up in a really privileged background, you think that everybody lives like you, and it wouldn't occur to you that you're not going to university, you're not going to get a great job, that you won't get to go on holiday for three times a year to really nice places. But to other people, this is way outside their experience. And to me, going on holiday wasn't a natural thing. When I was a kid, we didn't have that much money. So if you went on holiday once a year or once every 2 or 3 years, that you just felt lucky that you did it. So where are you in that stage of not knowing about what you don't know? Because that's the basic stage of coaching, is that if you don't know something, you can't aspire to something else. So where in your life are you that you don't know what you don't know? So how do you get out of not knowing that you don't know? Simply by being expansive, wanting to go see things, wanting to understand things, reading about things that are a little out of your comfort zone, not just doing the same old things over and over again. Because sometimes a little nugget pops up and you think, that's really interesting, I'd like to go there. And then you go there and you see a completely different culture, a completely different way of life, and you've got the perception that things can be different. So, what things in your life do you think you're not seeing clearly, that you could actually just take one different step and change everything around? And the interesting thing is, I eventually ended up living just a mile down the road from those houses that had really taken me aback, because I'd grown into this new idea, this new way of living, this new conception that things could be different, that other things are possible. You have a great week. What things do you don't know at this very moment? What things may be just slightly out of your grasp that you could change just by looking a bit differently, being aware and turning your senses outwards? Things can change, and for the better. You have a great week. This is John signing out. Bye.